In this video, we are going to solve few more trigonometric ratios. If you already know how to solve this, please pause the video, try it out yourself, and then you can come back and check the solutions. If you are not familiar with the concept, I highly recommend that you start watching from video number 25 in this playlist, and it will give you a detailed explanation about how we can solve these questions. So let's get started. Let's try to solve the first question. Here we have to find the value of tan 4 pi minus cos of 3 pi by 2 minus sine of 5 pi by 6 times cos of 2 pi by 3. Let us convert this to degrees so that it's easier for us to identify the quadrants. So tan of 4 pi is tan of 720 because pi is equal to 180 degrees minus cos of 3 times pi by 2, which is 3 times 90, which is 270 degrees, minus sine of 5 pi by 6, which is 5 times 30 degrees, which is 150, and cos of 2 times pi by 3, which is 2 times 60 degrees, cos of 120. Now, tan of 720 means that 2 full rotations of the circle are completed. So this is nothing but the boundary between the first and the fourth quadrant. So this is 2 times 360 plus 0. Correct? It is on the x-axis now. So if you see the quadrants, x, y, x dash, y dash. So this line here, it is 0 degrees. So when you complete one full circle, it is 360 degrees, and when you complete 2 full, it is 720 degrees. So this is where the point is on the x-axis. Now next one is cos of 270. 270 is the boundary between third and fourth quadrant. So this is third and this is the fourth quadrant. This is the first, this is the second. So the point is here. So this can be written as cos of 180 plus 90. Correct? And I will continue it in the next line. So sine of 150 is somewhere here in the second quadrant. So sine of 150 can be written as 90 plus 60 degrees. And cos of 120 can be written as 90 plus 30 degrees. So now this will be tan of 0 degrees, and cos of pi plus x is minus cos x. So this will be minus cos of 90 degrees, and this would change to minus cos of 60 because sine of pi by 2 plus x, or sine 90 plus x, is cos x, and the last one would be multiplied by minus sine of 30 degrees because cos is negative in the second quadrant. So this would change to cos of pi by 2 plus x would be minus sine x. Okay, now tan 0 is equal to 0, and cos 0 is also 0, minus cos 60 is 1 by 2, sorry for that, 1 by 2, minus sine 30 is 1 by 2, but there is a negative sign. So the answer would be 1 by 4. Now let's solve the second question. Here we have to find the value of sine of 13 pi by 3, sine 8 pi by 3 plus cos of 2 pi by 3 times sine 5 pi by 6. Let's convert this to degrees. So sine of 13 pi by 3 would be sine of 780, which is nothing but 13 times 60 degrees, and sine of 8 pi by 3 would be sine of 480 degrees, 8 times 60, and cos of 2 pi by 3 is cos 120 degrees, 2 times 60, and sine of 5 pi by 6 would be sine 150 degrees, which is 5 times 30 degrees. Now sine 780 can be written as sine 720 plus 60 degrees. it is 2 complete rotations plus an additional 60. So this is the first quadrant. Similar way, sine 480 can be written as sine 360 plus 120 degrees. So this is the second quadrant now. Plus cos 120 can be written as cos of 90 plus 30. And that is the second quadrant again. And sine of 150 can be written as sine 90 plus 60. So this will change to sine 60 plus, sorry about that, this is sine 60 multiplied by sine 120 plus sine plus minus sine 30, because cos is negative in the second quadrant, and sine 60. This will change to cos 60 because it's pi by 2 plus x. Okay, now we can simplify this further. This will be sine 60 degrees times, this can be written as 180 minus 60. So this will be sine 60 minus sine 30 cos 60. Now let's apply the values. This is square root of 3 by 2 multiplied by square root of 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2 times 1 by 2. So this would change to 1 by 2. So that is the value of the second question. Let's solve the third problem. We have to find the value of sine of 13 pi by 3 multiplied by sine of 2 pi by 3 plus cos of 4 pi by 3 times sine of 13 pi by 6. Let's change this to degrees so that it's easier for us to find out the quadrants. So this will be sine of 13 times 60, which is sine of 780 degrees, then multiplied by sine of 2 times 60, which is 120 degrees, plus cos of 4 times 60, which is cos of 240 degrees, multiplied by sine of 13 multiplied by 30 degrees, which is 390 degrees. Now this can be further simplified to sine of 720 plus 60, which is the first quadrant, and the second part can be changed to sine of 90 plus 30, which is the second quadrant, and next part can be changed to cos of 270 minus 30, and last part can be changed to sine of 360 plus 30. Now this is the first quadrant, so sine is positive, so this will be sine 60, and next part is 90 plus 30, which is second quadrant. Sine and cosecant are positive in second quadrant, so this will be cos of 30. Now 270 minus 30 would be the third quadrant where cosine is negative, so this will be minus sine of 30, and the last one would be the first quadrant, so sine is positive, so this will be sine 30. Now let's apply the values. So sine 60 is square root of 3 by 2, cos 30 is square root of 3 by 2, minus sine 30 is 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 again. So here you would get the value of 1 by 2. So this is how you can solve the third. Let's find the value of the fourth question now. Let's change this to degrees. So this would be sine of 10 times 60, so sine 600, and this would be cos of 13 times 30, so 390 degrees, plus cos of 8 times 60 degrees, so 480 degrees, and the last part would be sine of 5 times 30, so this would be 150 degrees. Now sine 600 can be written as sine of 720 minus 120. Cos of 390 can be written as cos of 360 plus 30, plus cos of 480 can be written as cos of 360 degrees plus 120 degrees, and sine of 150 can be written as 90 plus 60 degrees. So please remember this quadrants where the angles are positive and negative. First quadrant all are positive. In the second quadrant only sine and cosecant are positive. In the third quadrant tan and cot are positive, and in the fourth quadrant cos and secant are positive. So this is one important thing to keep in mind to solve these questions. Now sine of 720 minus 120 is 600. So 600, if you calculate, would be in the, let's check it out. So 360 would make the complete circle, and 240, that would be in the third quadrant. So in the third quadrant sine is negative. So what we can do is this, we can write this as minus sine of 120 degrees. And in the first quadrant cos is positive, so this will be cos 30 degrees, plus this again will be the second quadrant. 120 degrees is second quadrant, so cosine is negative there, so we can write this as minus cos of 120, and cos of sine of 90 plus 60 is second quadrant, so this will change to cos of 60 degrees. In second quadrant sine is positive. Now let's further simplify this to sine of 90 plus 30 times cos 30 minus cos of 90 plus 30 and cos of 60 degrees. Okay, now let's apply the values again. So this will be second quadrant, so this will be cos of 30 multiplied by cos of 30, and this will change to minus sine of 30 and cos of 60. Now let's apply the values. This will be minus square root of 3 by 2 times square root of 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2 times 1 by 2. So we would get minus 3 by 4 minus 1 by 4. So the answer is minus 1. Let us solve the fifth question now. Let's change this to degrees. So this will be tan of 5 pi by 4 is nothing but 5 times 45 degrees. So 225 degrees. And this will be cot of 9 pi by 4, which is 9 times 45 degrees. We will get 405 degrees, plus tan of 17 times 45 degrees, which is 765 degrees, and cot of 15 pi by 4 is 15 times 45 is 675 degrees. Now let's see how we can solve this. So this is nothing but tan of 2 times 90 plus 45 degrees, and cot of 405 can be written as cot of 4 times 90 degrees plus 45 degrees, plus tan of 765 can be written as tan of 8 times 90 degrees plus 45 degrees, and cot of 675 can be written as cot of 7 times 90 degrees plus 45 degrees. All that we have done here is 180 plus 45. 180 was changed to 2 times 90, and this is 360 plus 45. So 360 is 4 times 90, and this is 720 plus 45. 720 is 8 times 90, and similarly this is again 7 times 90, which is 630 plus 45. So that is how we have rearranged this question. Equation would change to tan of 2 times 90 plus 45. So this is third quadrant where tan is positive, so this will be tan 45, and next one would be the first quadrant 360 plus 45, so this will be cot of 45 degrees, and the next one would be 765, which is first quadrant again. So this will be plus tan of 45 degrees, and 675 would be the fourth quadrant where tan and cot are negative. So this would change to minus tan of 45 degrees. Now let's apply the value. This would be 1 multiplied by 1, 1 minus 1. So this is 1 and this is minus 1. So the answer would be equal to 0. So if you want to understand better about how we can identify the quadrants and the trigonometric functions, please start watching from video number 25 in this playlist. It will be very useful to you. Thank you so much for watching. Please share this video with your friends so that it's helpful to them too.